But we are seeing a change. We have seen an influx of people going in that are non-corporatists. We're not always thrilled with everything they do, but they're still not on the corporate payroll. And I know Cori Bush, and people like her is what we want our Congress to be comprised of. Like that is someone who truly came up from the ground up through the people and the Ferguson riots and really speaks for her people. And that's what we're trying. I mean, the whole premise of our show is transforming politics into service. That's what we're trying to do. That's what my campaign was about. And I think that the more we put this out there, I mean, look, nothing happens fast, but 5 years ago, we weren't talking about Medicare for all.
That's true.
And now it's common. So we've come a long way. I think it's not satisfying because people are still suffering. But I do notice a change, and I do notice there's more of an awareness of the corporatism of our country when people are looking at that. More and more people are catching on.
Well, I think it's not satisfying because it feels like something should have happened. If that makes sense. Sanders runs in 2016, then Sanders comes back and runs in 2020, and it's like, all right, Bernie, this is your year, man. You got, it's like you got to go in there. You got to throw every punch. You got to lay it on the line. You have to, scorched earth, just lay it all on the line, Sanders. And Sanders gets to the point where he is winning all of the policy arguments, like every last one of them. Healthcare, Sanders. Education, Sanders. Expansion of who do you trust on the environment, Sanders. I mean, across the board, even catching up with Biden. In regards to this notion of economy. And so then the left is like, wow, this might happen. I mean, and you get to South Carolina, and it's like, if Sanders takes South Carolina, this is over with. And he's pulling punches. He doesn't bring up the fact that Joe Biden is lying about civil rights. He doesn't bring up the fact that Joe Biden is lying about Mandela. He barely brings up the fact that Joe Biden was lying about Social Security, and would only bring that up like after being, I guess, hit on it, in which case it comes up in Iowa that Joe Biden was lying about it. What happens in Iowa? He falls to like fourth because people don't like it when you lie to him like that. And it's like, he just wouldn't. I couldn't tell if Sanders was in this to just be a sheepdog with the thought that at the end of it, he was going to give it to Biden or try to give it over to whoever get it. I wasn't sure anymore.
I don't want to think that.
I don't want to think that either.
I do. But, I also try to look at it with from a bigger perspective, and in the way that we sort of did our campaign and look at it at his and the national level. It's that it's not just the means to the end. It's not just to get into that position. It's pushing the needle further and further and further and bringing more and more people into your coalition.
Oh, no, screw that.
Well, okay, no, it is whether that's what your intent is or not. That does happen. I mean, it
does happen to push the needle. Don't misunderstand me. I agree with you that it's that the needle gets pushed. I mean, when Obama was in, nobody was talking about Medicare for all.
No.
And when Sanders broke the Medicare for all thing, the elimination of SUTA, that all of that stuff became because of his campaign and him pushing that stuff that hard.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's not that they weren't activists talking about it before. It's more so that campaign drew a lightning rod to it. And those people got to see, oh my God, this is popular. When AOC was like, we should have 70%, taxes on the rich, and people were like, she's so stupid. Nobody wants that. And Fox News is like, oh my God, people do want that. Like, it's that where, so it does bring awareness to it. But to me, campaigns are militaristic exercises with a very specific objective to win. That's the way I think about that stuff.
I know. Well, you know what? But the only downside with it that way is that then if you don't win, was the campaign a failure?
Yes. It depends.
See, it depends. I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think so.
It depends. I think it depends. It depends on your objective. If your objective is to push the needle, then no. The answer is no.
For us down here, for example, there's very little progressive activity in South Florida. Very little. I mean, they call us a swing state. That's a bunch of bull. We're not a swing state. I don't know why they're thinking that, because even our blue is a Biden blue, not a Bernie blue.
Yeah.
And really what our goal was, obviously, running for Congress, you win. That's what you want to do. But it was really to change the entire narrative and conversation and build a coalition going forward in South Florida, bringing progressives together. And I feel like we're still working it, but we've made a lot of progress. I mean, there are things that I've been able to do with that platform that are amazing, you know, and just building coalitions of people together. And so we needed that, you know, we needed that here, regardless of what happens with our congressional seat. And so I feel like we were able to accomplish something even losing.
Yeah, it's not a failure. No. And that needs to be the point, right? I mean, it depends on your goal, whether or not it's a failure or success. I mean, if you're asking me, and if I'm trying to get in and it's a very specific objective, then yeah, I'm going to feel some kind of way if I can't get in, like kicking rocks and whatnot.
No, I understand.
But no, but if the idea is a larger perspective, meaning if you're Sanders and you don't expect to win, and your thought is, look, I need somebody to represent the left, I'm going to put this up on the map, etc., then he succeeded by all measure. I mean, even in the loss in 2016, he succeeded in what he was trying to accomplish. So that's what I mean when I say it depends on your objective in regards to whether or not it's a win or loss.
It's that, and it's everything is the step to the next thing. Yes. So had there not been a Bernie Sanders in 16, there wouldn't have been an AOC in 18.
Mm-hmm. Not at all. I don't think any of the squad members would.
So when you say something like your campaign might not have served the immediate purpose that you were seeking, but what if that's the stepping stone and then someone else is able to get in? I mean, this is chipping away at like this corporate monolith. No, that's what I feel like we're doing. We're just chipping away as best we can. And I am of the opinion that you throw enough shit against the wall, something's going to stick. Like you just, what, third party, second party, whatever. I don't care. And this could even get into the force the vote argument that people were having. For me, I am supportive of any and all ideas that are going to push the narrative and create discussion and cause people to come on board that might not have been. Every new person that you reach is someone new that's coming into the fold. And so I'm supportive of all different things. Like I don't think there isn't one way. I think it all has to happen simultaneously. I think it needs to happen within the party and outside of the party, together.
And people miss. That's what people miss. And it's always aggravating.
Because it's like
you have these people who are very specific in their thoughts about what it needs to be. And, you know, Malcolm X made Martin Luther King more palatable. I mean, let's be honest, right?
Well,
like, Martin Luther King's like, we like the peacenik. We don't like the guy who wants to burn shit down.
and now we're sort of, I mean, like, I'm getting more to the by any means necessary mentality than I've ever been before. And I always said from the beginning 4 years ago that Trump will facilitate the revolution. And it has.
He's radicalizing people, basically.
Well, unfortunately on both sides.
On both sides.
But nonetheless, it's pushing forward, and that ultimately will be progress. Because regardless of what conservatives want or think, we are moving forward. Yes. It is going to happen. So, you know, it's just a matter of how many people have to die and suffer before we can get things like single payer healthcare. But it is going to happen. Now that that's in people's minds, people aren't going to let up until it happens.
Well, it's not taboo anymore.
Right.
Like, I really do think Obamacare cracked the consciousness on that front. I mean, it's left 26 million people uncovered and everything else, but Republicans called it healthcare so long. Oh, this government takeover. And then Sanders runs with Medicare for all. And I think the thing is, people saw what Trump wanted to do. They saw what Obama wanted to do. And they were like, both of those things are insufficient. Meaning both political parties, insufficient. Yes.
Well, because they both serve corporations. They both serve the same corporation. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.